Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Excuse me. And welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for August 10, Thursday, 2023, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging call tomorrow night with the guest being Michael Thomas. From the beginning of humanity, the thing that, people, they don't talk much about it because, of course, it should be completely natural, open, and with no societal issues. But from the very beginning of humanity, sex has been the most natural way to discover our spiritual connection with the divine. And I'm sure the majority of people, that doesn't even cross their minds. The endorphins released after orgasm instantly send the body into a euphoric state of bliss, where the egoic mind is no longer achieving, scheming, or efforting to fulfill the demands, dreams, goals of the ego. Through this orgasmic release and spiritual communion with the divine, the deepest state of trust, love, and relaxation is experienced. It is from the space where we can find a true feeling of absolute, unshakable inner peace. The first step is to remove all assumptions, beliefs, and judgments around what enlightened sex looks like. Start with a blank slate. It's the best way to dive in. When we reach this open mind feeling, we are ready to explore the experience of a state of pure bliss. By freeing our mind right now from any assumptions or judgments about ourselves, our partner, or this process that arise, we are inviting in a more expanded state of enlightened consciousness. This beckons a truly spiritual awakening where you and your partner can create a continual sensual moment together, where every breath you share roots your relationship together in the most enlightened and intimate way. Now, there are sacred secrets to enlightened sex. And they're basically an invitation for you to open your heart, enlighten your consciousness, and liberate your soul from our society's sexual suppression. If you have any form of sexual invasion, betrayal, or abuse from your past, it may be challenging at first to initiate this journey into the enlightened sex. So my suggestion for you is to go very slowly. Be gentle with yourself and continue inviting excuse me. And continue inviting in more trust in the process, because with time, everything heals and anything is possible if you remain having an open mind and heart. So right now, I invite you to keep an open mind, for you are about to combine and transcend two of the most controversial topics in this world: enlightenment and sex. Two of the most controversial topics in this world. This melting and merging of these seemingly opposite, contradictory subjects will open us to discover the vast free spirit dwelling inside our being. So you ask yourself, Are you ready to explore the sacred spiritual aspects of making love with your partner? This is an experience of deep transformation inside your being, where each moment can feel as if you are about to die in a cosmic orgasm and be reborn with the most ecstatic healing experience of your life. You cannot be truthful if you are not courageous. You cannot be loving if you are not courageous. You cannot be trusting if you are not courageous. You cannot enter into reality if you are not courageous. Hence, courage comes first, and everything else follows also. And understand, fear motivates courage. Enlightened lovemaking is learning how to communicate from a place of deep vulnerability, radical honesty, and total devotion with your partner. Only through a process of being truly open and vulnerable can you reveal what's holding you back from being present to your beloved. In vulnerability, the heart opens, softens, and together you naturally create a divine experience for yourself and your lover. The practice of reaching out to your beloved with an open, honest, vulnerable heart allows the divine to enter the spiritual connection to come flooding in. The egoic walls start crumbling down when you choose in each moment to dive deeper into intimacy and release of defending and upholding your ego. Vulnerability is about extending yourself beyond what you feel is your comfort zone. This means you must go beyond the neediness of your ego and come from the real confidence of your relaxed, surrendered cosmic soul. Opening up all the doors with your partner, talking about whatever you cannot talk about, as this will open the door to real intimacy with each other. You open up your beloved. Who can you truly open up to? When a couple can experience total honesty, authenticity, and vulnerability on a verbal communication level, it causes all the deeper doors to open on the sensual, sexual, and orgasmic levels. Practice daily tantric exercises together to increase your energy connection and consciousness. These are deep, heart-opening, and super ways to discover the divine within yourself. Practicing Tantra begins with allowing yourself to totally relax. Release all your stress, problems, and concerns so you can dissolve and be in a state of absolute bliss with your partner. The process starts with surrendering to the stuckness happening between you both while feeling into vulnerability around this. While you continue to relax into the love that you have for each other, it's a sacred time where you consciously devote yourselves to discover you already have. One simple tantric exercise you can do is to sit or lie down as close as possible to 20 minutes of deep soul gazing. This is having soft eyes, a gentle open heart, and touching each other's skin in a way that allows you both to melt the apparent boundaries between you. On the exhalation, you are making a sound of letting go of all resistance, fear, or any stuckness that arises inside. The practice is to have a deeper looking beyond their personality into their soul, and is by far the greatest way to create a long-lasting, loving relationship. There are several ways to tell if you're in an ego-based or soul-based relationship. If you do this one practice on a daily basis for just 3 weeks, And even if you were just about to have a horrific divorce, you can turn it around and manifest the most amazing reborn, alive and deeply connected tantric relationship that you can imagine. Remember the two maxims of Tantra. One must rise by that by which one falls, and the very poison that kills becomes the elixir of life, when used by the wise Swami Nikolananda. Always go as slow and deep into the experience as you possibly can. The slower you can go, the more juicy, rich, and ecstatic the experience can become. Slowing down is the best way to create the most safe and loving space with your partner and also within yourself. When we are rushing through any experience in this life, we are missing out. We cannot fully taste the succulent depth of life if we are hurrying through it. Slowing down starts with choosing emotionally, physically, and mentally relax, allowing everything to be as it is, then choosing to explore a state of timelessness inside you, or feeling that an infinity all around you. Only when you feel that you have all the time in the world can you find God. This slow, conscious approach to connecting and intimacy with each other allows for full creative expression. This allows us to explore our sexuality in any way that we choose as we adventure into new territory. Always practice accepting and appreciating yourself just as you are, no matter how your partner reacts. Whenever we are being fully self-expressed, there may be some things that might initially shock your partner, which later will turn into excitement. So be patient with your partner and always come from a place of vulnerability, authenticity, and honesty. With these three pillars, you cannot fail. Lastly, it's good to know that the more we can let go of our past, honor and respect our partner for who and what they are, and never hide anything from them, in time, we will naturally dive deep into each other's soul and rise in the greatest love, joy, and ecstasy. The path of enlightened sex is an amazing one to follow, and it requires a fierce love that is like none other. Enjoy your journey, and as I've mentioned before, always, always, always be gentle with yourself. Every tomorrow has two handles. We can take hold of it with the handle of anxiety or the handle of faith and reward Beecher. One of the number one destroyer of these bodies that we're currently in, the number one is stress. And we are so used to it that we don't know we have it. That's how used to it we are. Now, you may, on your travels in this life, come across stress-free beings. Stress-free beings are ordinary people like you, me. Yet they have adopted a variety of different ways of seeing, interpreting, and understanding this world that allows them to fully live in this world, yet not get caught in its drama. The beings who are always relaxed inside, free from any kind of stress, have a constant expanding perception of themselves. They know no limits to what is possible. They also know no destination other than now. They experience no hesitation, procrastination, or postponement of their life. Because life is too juicy being here now. A stress-free being loves life too much to be stressed out about it. Their mind does not get stuck on judgments of themselves or others and releases them the instant they arise. They have no resistance to life's multidimensional barrage of experiences. Thus, they hold no tension in their body's nervous system. Any stressful constrictions of blood vessels caused by adrenaline rushes, doubt, fear, or anger are instantly released so they can dive deeper into the more experiences of joy, love, and freedom. They simply have their priorities straight. A stress-free being isn't trying to avoid an early death because they are too consumed with loving life, enjoying the illusion of it, and having a great time all the way to the grave. They know that everything is always going to change, and they trust they are always guided in this constant changing flow of life. When they connect with other people, they know it may be their last moments together, and yet are relaxed because they understand that everyone is an infinite being who will never, ever, ever, ever die. Because this wisdom circulates in their thoughts, emotions, and physical body, they are constantly tapped in to a perpetual flow of bliss within themselves. Stress-free people have learned one key technique, that stress is the number one signal from the body to stop whatever they are doing and let it all go. They know avoidance strategies don't work, and to ignore this signal and keep going will only cause future pain. They only want to transcend the mission of their ego's agenda. Even though they've practiced the art of letting go, excuse me, and releasing for years, they always consider themselves to be a student. They are always learning. They truly come around to embracing their own innocence. They can see and feel that with the innermost core is this pure being. They know this is the simple ecstasy everyone is seeking. People who embrace life have a very playful energy. The entire universe is their playground. They play with all kinds of people from all walks and worlds. They also welcome any experience they come in contact with. They know how to easily handle any thoughts that arise in the mind. They never take these negative things too seriously and choose instead a playful approach on the inner world as well as the outer. A stress-free being resists nothing. When negative feelings and a grumpy state enters the mind, they invite it in openly and experience the pattern it's holding fully. Everything that occurs in their mind, emotions, and body are welcomed as a guest that is here to visit for a short time. They know the nature of this life, so they can welcome each other and feeling and not get stuck in them. They see every negative thought as a small water rapid down the infinite river of life. And so they kick back and relish the ride over them. Someone who constantly lives in the stress-free zone has tapped into the truth of their being. They live each moment connected to the truth that they are an infinite being that knows no death. They know the body will come and go. Yet who they are cannot be harmed or impacted by the outer world. When you fully embrace this knowing, it is impossible for stress to exist in your world, for you realize that all your world situations are temporary experiences that cannot touch the beauty and lightness of your being. Realize the truth, and you will be truly free. You are not this mind. You are not this body. You are this radiant, eternal light that cannot be dimmed in any way, shape, or form. Your true self continues to shine brightly through all of the adventures of being a human being that the mind may label as stressful. Whatever may cause your mind to feel stressed out is simply the mind being overly attached to a certain thought or form. When you realize the truth of who you are, the mind has to let go automatically, and you are free. So there are practices that can support you in living completely stress-free life, where you know and remember your timeless, infinite nature. We always talk about quieting the mind. Just quieting the mind. The quickest way to do that is to focus on your breath. Listen to your breath. Period. That will bring you into the now. And as long as you focus on your breath and the now moment, you won't have the ego mind. You will not have the mind chatter. You will not have any of the noise. You will just have complete silence. Every stress-free being will tell you there is no better moment in your life than this one that is happening right now. Meditation is a way to quiet the mind so you can see that all experiences, negative and positive, are paths for the soul to discover this higher universal source. A quiet mind can hear their intuition clearly so they can establish deeper connections with everyone in this world and manifest a much more peaceful experience of this life. A quiet mind is much easier to live with than a busy mind. We should all be celebrating what is now. Attachment to our past and future is what creates the greatest amount of stress in your life. Attachment to your past and future is what creates the greatest amount of stress, since this moment is the only thing that is real. Choose to be constantly celebrating what is happening now. If you are experiencing a problem, celebrate it. That problem will soon be a deep, eternal love in disguise. Life is actually not about overcoming your problems and karma. It is a celebration of all opposites until there is equanimity in the mind and complete balance of emotions, which leads you into total freedom of consciousness. How could the mind know light without shadow, or depth without shallowness? The mind exists in a state of perpetual ebb and flow of the tides. Celebration of this play is what makes you a master of your life. Whatever it is that's happening in your life right now, there is some way you can celebrate it. There is always another door opening where one has closed. Now is that moment that is filled with life's amazing qualities. Just realize this little secret will assist you greatly in choosing to see the miraculous instead of the mundane, wherever you are. Always remember your infinite nature. As you go through your days, pause regularly to remember this simple truth. We are all eternal beings who will never die. We are souls in a body who will only change form. We will be reborn again if we want to or not. If we have enough awareness, we can choose to master this existence and then experience anything we want to. The infinite quality of your own being is obvious and very real. It is just like the sun. If we have enough awareness, we can choose to master this existence and then experience anything we want to. The infinite quality of our own being is obvious and very real. It is just like the sun, always shining, always bright and super warm. And yet the sun is a grand understatement to describe the brilliance of who we really are. When we discover the truth, the true enormity or enormity inside ourselves, everything will change, and the outer world will no longer impact us in a negative, fearful way. This universe will become yours to explore, this limitless divine self everywhere you go on this playground. You can try this for the next 7 days. Anytime you start getting stressed out about something, practice celebrating what it is. Simply say to yourself, I choose to celebrate existence right now. Life is just too good to not make this choice, even if you don't understand why. It is your chance to quiet your mind and realize your infinite nature. Remind yourself when you notice stress arising inside that you are an infinite being that will not die. Notice what happens. Play with this assignment and welcome all that life challenges you. Your job is to intimately know yourself as that which is permanent and can never be harmed, hurt, or changed. Most of us, you never die. They look at the flesh. Well, how can that be? Because, there's many avenues that people will say, what are you talking about? You mean your body's immortal? I mean that my soul, my God. Only the body sees it. Only the body. And this is a process of surrender, not control. Isn't that interesting? Cameron. Many of us created certain emotional and psychic shields as children in order to survive our childhood. These walls are necessary at that time to protect us and keep us safe. Yet, as adults, if these barriers are still up, which I've met many people where they are blocking you from feeling love, compassion, and intimacy with others. These walls are also stopping you from manifesting true financial freedom, abundance, and even profound health into your life. If you feel stuck in your relationships with others, money, or yourself in any way, it's because your brilliant light is still hiding behind one of these old, heavy, unnecessary shields. As we get kicked, we're pretty much innocent as babies. And then, we progress, the body grows. We absorb things. We're an empty vessel. So we keep absorbing and absorbing and absorbing things. And see, based upon some of these influences with these thoughts, could be a whole different ballgame. But have you ever noticed, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, where people are uptight? They are not relaxed. So as we kind of crawl and then walk and then run, we get shot at, so to speak, and we get hit here and there along the way. And these walls that we end up putting up, they stop us from manifesting true financial freedom, profound health into our lives. If we feel stuck in our relationships with others, money, or ourselves in any way, it's because it's still hiding behind these old, heavy, unnecessary shields. We put them up, but we forget to take them down. And we get used to it. The shields protect us, so we believe. Now, you may ask, aren't there some situations where it's good to protect yourself? Well, it all depends on how spiritually advanced you are and what lessons you're still needing to learn. If you know you are an infinite being that will never ever die, then what is there to defend? That which is real cannot be harmed, so why protect it? That which is real cannot be harmed, so why protect it? Yet if you're still healing wounds inside the ego and creating an identity that needs certain boundaries, then it will feel blatantly obvious that there is something that needs protection. You may let them go. You may need to be as strong as a mountain to stand up for your rights in order to one day let them go. Yet 99.999% of the time, we are not surrounded by angry, hungry tigers, and this defense mechanism is just an old unconscious habit blocking us from total liberation. The need to defend ourselves is what actually makes our ego appear real. The ego, however, is like your shadow, right? We all have a shadow, depending on the sun, where it's at. So it's like protecting our shadow from getting touched by sunlight. How ridiculous would it be to be someone protecting their shadow from getting touched by the sunlight? This is how we look when we defend our ego. And if we want to become a super conscious, awakened spiritual being, we've got to stop protecting our egos. Any type of defending that we do is just coming from a place of fear, insecurity, and weakness. Defenselessness is about doing no harm on any level to any being. It is truly living from a place of peace with all beings and will only manifest peaceful situations. Whenever you get upset or triggered by others, do this simple technique. Become like a flute that is hollow and light, and allow your breath to flow through you and your triggered feeling. Who knows, their negative words may start to sound like music to your new ears. Even if you're in a long-term relationship and have been hearing sour notes for years, simply allow that song to play on through. Breathe into it, through it, and let your body feel it and eventually release it. So we invite you to make the choice right now to never protect or defend your ego. And just ask, whom am I defending? What shadow self is here, and is this aspect real or imaginary? The more you investigate what needs to be defended, the more you realize these are only small, helpless, powerless voices from your past. It may be the same voice your parents or siblings had. If you need to, then feel this need to defend these shadow parts, and then let it go. The greater your defense is, the more suffering enters your body. And you'll soon be forced to let go because you are playing into that which is not real. The universe will not let you buy into this defensive energy for very long because the imaginary always moves to the real. This universe will not let you buy into this defensive energy for very long because the imagery, the imaginary, always moves to the real. It's easier to see the deeper lessons that life is teaching all of us once we become an unobstructed channel of awareness. The more we can let down our defenses, the more receptive we can become to the abundance and divine power all around us and inside us. The truth is that there is really no reason to be guarded at all. Who you truly are can never be hurt by the outer world. It is only the ego self that believes it can be harmed and hurt and destroyed. The timeless, infinite consciousness that we are cannot be touched by anyone or anything ever. As an eternal radiant being, we are impervious to attacks from the outer world. This infinite beingness has never been harmed by vicious words or energy. All negative energy passes right through without touching the beauty of our timeless consciousness. As we awaken more and more and more to this realization, we will automatically notice the stillness and uselessness of holding any walls up with anyone. These walls block the love from flowing between you. Once you see this, you will naturally take these walls down and let the brilliant light of your infinite nature shine through. So, you can also do this the next 7 days of your life. We invite you to make this radical choice. Be unguarded. Practice it with everyone, everywhere you go. Don't try to defend your point of view or protect yourself from other people's opinions, judgments, or verbal attacks. Simply practice accepting and releasing whatever comes your way. Have compassion for others. Decide to be a powerful and unlimited source of goodness. no matter what kind of energy is being sent in your direction. Don't take anything personal. Don't take anything. Your ego is not real. Result is real by surrendering to what is deepest inside, at the core of your innermost being. Whatever unwanted messages that this universe sends you, welcome them and return to resting the spiritual source inside. Play with creating a new, unguarded way of accepting yourself and others in each moment. Allow everyone to have their own unique experience without judgment. And look for the deep eternal love in all of your interactions with. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take a slow and easy breath in through the nose and a slow and easy breath out from the mouth. Remain still. The moment, this moment, is the main course. Indulge yourself deeply in this delicious, delectable moment of now. Savor the divine ingredients that your past memories and future thoughts are offering you today. Totally consume this moment of now so that you may be consumed by the now. Sit and devour this ordinary experience of life because it is an absolutely scrumptious experience. Notice how each bite is fresh, brand new, and unlike any other. Savor the others in your life, yet be sure to enjoy the richest and creamiest snack of them all. You're definitely the most delicious one. Enjoy. Take this with you for the rest of the day and to the evening and night and the following morning. We'll return here Friday, August 11, 2023, 3:15 Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call, and around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going around you or inside you.